Howdy, boys and girls. This is Dr. Jim, PhD, and former intelligence specialist, coming to you again. And I don't know how I have to sit there and repeat this. Everyone should know by now that Kamala Harris is a Marxist. She was raised by a Marxist, for God's sake. And how she can sit there and spend her childhood years in a Marxist home, in all her early liberal years in the state of California, and sit there and suddenly change her mind and become a conservative and take all of Trump's ideas and make them her own is beyond me. It really takes a moron, okay, to think that this is possible, quite frankly, at this point. She's made it so plain, and picking her running mate as the China lover, visiting there 30 times. Now he's trying to deny that he wasn't in Tiananmen Square when they got a video of their wedding in Tiananmen Square on the anniversary of the massacre. Yeah, I liked China too. The parts that we were allowed to go to at the time, the parts that were ruled by Britain, Hong Kong, okay? That was a wonderful place to go visit. In fact, one of my Green Beret is hanging up on a foam thing that's owned by an ex-Royal Wilshire that I don't think is still there anymore. He had a bar on the Kowloon side. That's where I used to go all the time. But you got two communists running for president and vice president, and our country will be over. We just went through something in cultural geography showing that every state that had tried price controls, okay, wound up with high inflation. It's economics 101, high inflation and empty shelves. Producers are not going to produce anything unless they can make some money on it, okay? We're not into subsistence farming and stuff yet. I'm sure that will be coming, where the state will take everything that you grow except for what you just need for your personal family. If that's the life you want, go for it. I probably won't be around for that, but, at my age. But, it's coming fast, and they're not trying to hide it anymore. She's actually running against herself. I cannot believe this. Okay, Biden was just on an interview with The View, and he sat there and said, basically, I delegated a lot of stuff to her. So a lot of these policies and stuff are hers. And she could have fixed them rather than destroying them. They spent the first year sitting there dismantling all the stuff Trump had put into place to sit there and secure our border. And then they lied to us for another 3 years, saying the border's secure, the border's secure. If they're under oath in Congress and saying that, wouldn't that be perjury? Okay? There's a law against lying to Congress, just like there's a law against lying to the FBI. So I'm kind of wondering. No, I'm not wondering. I am sure that this is a totalitarian takeover of our government. And I am scared to death of what's going to happen on January 20th when Trump wins. And I'm sure he will. It looks like he's well on his path because she's losing popularity left and right. I don't think they want to give up power. I do not think there will be a peaceful transfer of power. I believe they'll have to sit there, drag her out of there kicking and screaming, and Joe Biden out of there kicking and screaming. No, all they have to do is sit there and put some sand on the lawn and lay out a lawn chair, and he'll walk out there on his own. The man who's taken more than half of his presidency on vacation. And he sits there and says that he delegated a lot of duties to Kamala. Now we know where all these policies came from. They didn't come from Joe Biden. They came from Kamala. And now she's sitting there denying it all, saying when she wants a promotion after breaking everything, to fix things. Does that make any sense at all? She knows nothing about economics. She does that all the time when she sits there and avoids that question on the details of her economic plans. She fumbles and moans and starts a rosy thing about she was raised a middle-class family. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't at all. Both her parents had very good jobs. That was not middle class. That was probably lower upper class. Well, maybe upper middle. Anyway, it depends on how you define it, I guess. I'll define it by the IRS standards, okay? And she was not middle class. So, folks, we're going to lose it all unless Trump gets in there and fixes it. Trump is here for a reason. Trump was saved from that assassin's bullet for a reason, and I think that reason is to save the United States of America from the clutches of communist tyranny. Why do you think the first two amendments meant so much? Why do you think the Second Amendment meant so much? Now, I don't condone violence, but I can't sit there and possibly see anything other than that happening. I pray it doesn't happen. I pray there's a peaceful transfer of power, but I don't see it. I don't see the mentality in the person that's holding the office now, thinking that he's a threat to democracy, that Trump's a threat to democracy, that they'll willingly walk out of there if they lose the election. Okay. So, that's it, folks. Vote, vote, and pray. That's all I got to say. And I appreciate your time. Remember, I remain your humble servant, and I love you. God bless America. Take care.